Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Yi-Man's Manga Cafe, a series where while I'm on that manga training arc, I'll be also focusing on a certain topic or just chopping it up with you guys. While the whole point of this series is for me to get better at my manga art, a large component of it is for you guys to know me as Yi-Man as the person rather than just Yi-Man the creator. For today's drawing, I'll be drawing Major from Ghost in the Shell, one of my most favorite series of all time, and it should definitely be on everybody's top 50 series to watch before you die. And before I start talking about today's story, I want to do a quick roll call. How is everybody doing? How is everybody's mental health? What anime series are you guys watching? And did anything good happen in your life lately? Let me know everything down below. Okay, now let's talk about this story that's been really gripping at my heart this past week. It's a story of a really good friend I had. And for the sake of this video, I'm not really good with names, so let's call him Rin. So Rin was one of my very, very close friends. We went through so much shit together, heartbreaks, struggles, and I remember this really one fond memory when we had like no money whatsoever. We were like dirt poor in the city, but we were able to pull together the little money we had. We ordered a box of pizza, and let me tell you, man, that was like one of the very best meals I ever had. Even though like these days, like I eat at these like nice restaurants, I still fondly remember that one cold New York night where me and him are in this crowded studio apartment just chowing away at that pizza. He was one of my ride or die buddies, and Rin was there for me at my lowest and even at my highest. And then 3-4 years later, a major problem came up. A lot of my other friends came up to me and said that Rin is a scammer. He borrowed a lot of money from me and he still didn't pay me back. And to that, of course, I decided with my bro Rin, because like he's my ride or die buddy. So like I was like, bro, like you tripping, man. There's no way he did you dirty like that. So I'm like, okay, let me just quickly check in with them. That same very day, I call him up. I go like, yo, Bryn, I heard friends XYZ said that you borrowed money from them and you still haven't paid them back. What's up with that? He pretty much said, oh, yo, Tony, like, don't worry about it. I'll pay him back in no time. I'm getting my paycheck this week. I'll pay him back. And to that, I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's solved. Like my friends are gonna get paid. They're gonna get their money back. It's all good. And then fast forward 2 weeks, these same friends that were like pissed off, they came back to me and they're like, yo, Tony, he still hasn't paid me back. And like we're talking about like a lot of money here. And I kind of was like, okay, this is very weird, because I called him earlier 2 weeks ago and he said that he's gonna pay you back. So I confront him again and he was like, yeah, no, I paid him back. Like, what are you talking about? So at that moment, I'm just tripping out because these two group of people are telling me completely different things. So I call them out on his shit and I'm like, no, they said you didn't pay him back, Rin. And Rin kind of like broke down and he was like, oh, my bad. I'll make sure to pay him back this week. And because like he's my boy, I'm like, okay, fine, it's cool. I don't know what you're going through, but just make sure to pay all our friends back. But that same day on his Instagram, he posts this picture of all this like new gear that he bought, and the caption read, yo, I'm living the good life. We blessed out here. We got the guap. And I was shocked. I was speechless when I saw that post, because it didn't make sense. And so ultimately I had to cut him out, because that was like the start of it. Like there's a lot of more side stories I could bring up, but for the sake of this video, let's just say that was like the start of the end. And I had to cut this friend out, and it was freaking hard. It was honestly really hard because we went through so much, and thankfully with time, wounds heal. I was able to move on as a person, as a broke college student. I was able to evolve to that next stage. And 2 years later, just last week, I was on the way back home from my work and I run into him. I run into Rin 2 years later. 2 years of us not talking. 2 years after I completely cut him out. It was straight up like a scene out of Naruto, when Naruto and Sasuke, they're fighting each other 1v1. It was straight up that scene. It was like a Western movie of sorts. In that moment, I was very heartbroken because I made eye contact with him and instantly my heart sank. It was because here I am 2 years later. I'm working at this really nice company. I'm wearing a suit, I have a briefcase, and I look over to Rin 2 years later. He's exactly the same. There's this like crazy look in his eye. He has a very raggedy beard and like his shoulders are all drooping. And my heart really sank. At that moment, reality really sunk in. Like the first half second, I was hit with that pang of nostalgia, just going back to all those fond memories of us talking about our dreams, talking about just struggling, like huddling together in that cold New York apartment eating pizza. Like all those memories started flooding in. Then the second half of the second, reality clicked in. It hit me that no matter what happens now, our brotherhood, the brotherhood we had, will never go back to what it was. And after that second was up, me and Rin, we just passed each other by like strangers. I'm gonna read you guys a quote from this YouTube video about Your Lie in April, and of course it's from Your Lie in April, but I think this quote really summarizes this whole situation. The quote is, "While some relationships may be transient and brief, some people will come into your lives at just the right time and for just long enough to touch us in a way we never thought possible." And that's exactly what Rin was to me in my life. It was a very brief moment of just this amazing brotherhood, a life-changing brotherhood. Actually, like his relationship is what got me started with this whole YouTube grind and passion. But his purpose in my life was brief. And at that moment, I had to accept that reality. There is no happy ending here. The truth is, there might never be a happy ending between me and Rin. But this is my way of closing the door on this long, amazing relationship we had. And I sincerely wish that Rin lives the rest of his life in peace and happiness. And so, what's the reason why I'm sharing this story? Obviously, on the one aspect of things, it's me being transparent with you guys, just talking about something that has really been affecting my psyche as of late. But at the same time, a lot of you guys are dealing with relationship problems or people that you lost, and especially during the pandemic, whether it's friends, whether it's family members. A lot of people are in their transitional phase when it comes to relationships. Even though you lost many of these relationships where you never in a million years would have thought that you would lose, I want to encourage you to hold on to the relationships you do have, whether that one best friend you have or just these amazing internet friends you made online, like talking about anime and manga. I want you guys to hold on to those relationships a lot closer to you, because truth be told, man, at the end of the day, that's what makes us human. It's those relationships that you have with other humans. You can never forget that. So thank you guys. Thank you to all 23,000 of you guys for being my therapist for tonight. I say this over and over again. I'm a broken record player. I'm just so blessed to have you guys as fans, as people. Like, I see certain people commenting week over week over and over again, and I'm so blessed to have you guys. And hopefully, even though this video is not entertaining whatsoever or talking about anime in the slightest, I hope you still got something out of it. Thank you guys for tuning in for episode 3 of Yeeman's Manga Cafe. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. This is your boy Yeeman. Peace out.